she didn't obviously fly under the radar, but she wasn't one of their star players.
No.
So the Ballon d'Or ceremony is next Monday. And for those who don't know, it's a French award that's kind of, I would say, the most prestigious football award, awarded to the best footballer of the previous season, essentially. I mean, obviously, it's always very controversial.
Yes.
It's often awarded to attacking players.
Yep.
It's voted on by journalists. And I think the women's Ballon d'Or specifically is quite controversial. I think so it started in 2018. There's only been 6 editions so far.
Compared to something like 70 for the men.
Yeah, I think the men started in the 50s or something, which obviously is not a great starting point. 4 of those 6 have been won by Bonmati and Alexia Putellas.
Yep.
One of Alexia Putellas' seasons, she actually had barely played.
Yeah, you look back at the early stages. They had to.
She had an ACL injury.
Yeah, they had to change the voters for the women's one because it was just like the same people who voted on the men's Ballon d'Or.
Who had no idea.
It was just men's journalists naming players. Megan Rapinoe, like, bless her, obviously incredibly important footballer, but by the time she was making top 3 in the Ballon d'Or shortlist, it's like,
are you sure?
Are we sure?
And 2023 and 2024, also the ceremonies were scheduled during a women's international window. So one of those years, only 7 of the 30 women who were nominated could actually go. I think Georgia Stanway's been quite vocal about it. Lucy Bronze has. Serena Wiegmann has. And also, they've only ever done one award for the women, whereas for the men, they've always done Young Player of the Year and also Goalkeeper. This year, they're actually doing those 2, which is great. And it's not during a women's international window. So, that is progress.
It's definitely progress. It would have been nice. I mean, so the Goalkeeping Award it's the Yashin Trophy for the men. It would have been nice if, like, the equivalent women's award had been named after a similarly iconic women's goalkeeper, but knowing the state of the Ballon d'Or, they've named it like after Hope Solo. So
well, this is the thing. I know Beth Mead definitely said that she felt like a few years ago she said she felt like the Ballon d'Or women was kind of like a box ticking exercise, and I have to say they're not doing a lot to refute the allegation.
No,
but here we are.
Here we are.
Here we find ourselves
with the 30 strong shortlist.
So just to quickly look at the Kopa Trophy and the Yashin Trophy.
Yep.
So the Kopa Trophy is for the Young Player of the Year. And those nominees are Michelle Aguimang, Vicky Lopez, Linda Caicedo, Claudia Martinez Ovando, and Vika Captain.
I love Vika Captain getting on that shortlist. She won't win.
No.
Because she's not like, she doesn't score the big goals. Like, she's not that kind of player. But I think that's a really cool shout to be on that list.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas, like, obviously we are all massive fans of Linda Caicedo, but it's like kind of, okay, like I'm not surprised they put her on there. I think maybe is one of the highest profile young players, so it would have been weird if she wasn't on the list, but I also don't think it's looking at the state of women's football that much. I can't actually call who'll win it.
No,
really.
neither.
No.
I'd love Michelle Aguimang to win it.
If Colombia had won the Copa America, I think Linda Caicedo would have won it. Definitely. I think that would be a hands down kind of...
Maybe she still will. She is so high profile, and sometimes that is how this award goes.
Yeah. Depends on them if they really feel like punishing Real Madrid writ large after none of them went because the men's team didn't get the results they wanted last time. But I feel like you can make an argument for all those 5, really, can't you?
I agree. And then the Yashin Trophy for goalkeeping is Anne-Katrin Berger, Hannah Hampton, Katakoi, Chiamaka Nnadozie, and Daphne van Domselaar. I think you could make a case for any of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe less so. Oh, I was going to say Anne-Katrin, but actually she did really well at the Euros.
I mean, it's for that save alone. That save alone against France.
Yeah.
Which probably means actually she probably won't win the trophy. I would love it to not be Katakoi because I just think Liga F is not competitive enough throughout the league that I think actually it's as impressive.
Yeah.
And in the World Cup year, 100%, like you could understand Katakoi having won it in the year that Spain won the World Cup, but like they didn't win the Euros. She also didn't play all of the games in the Euros because she was through illness. So it's like I'm not 100% sure.
I think you're right, actually. I think Nnadozie, Hampton, and Van Domselaar have a really good claim on that trophy.
I feel like it should be Hampton, to be honest, with the amount of penalty saves in the Euros
and
as
the
well
league.
as saves, and then obviously Golden Glove.
I think it'll probably be Hampton. I think Nnadozie would be the bold choice, which I can't see them taking because of like again a great record in WAFCON this year.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be so cool if it was Hannah Hampton.
Yeah, it would be so cool and so well deserved as well.
Yeah.
So then back to the Ballon d'Or itself.
Yep.
So 5 Lionesses are nominated.
Yes.
Leah Williamson, Lucy Bronze, Alessia Russo, Chloe Kelly and Hannah Hampton.
Yep.
Guys,
and Hannah Hampton's the only goalkeeper nominated for the actual Ballon d'Or, right?
Yeah.
Mad.
Go on, Anne.
So there are 30 nominees and we're not going to read them all out, but
there's some stinkers on that list.
there are who wants to make their case?
Well, I mean, I think I've made it already clear that I don't think it should be a Barcelona player. I think, again, World Cup year, fine, 100% got their Bonmatí win. I see a lot of Barcelona fans online say that, like, well, look at the amount of goals they both scored, look at the amount of assists. It's like the Ballon d'Or is not a goals and assists competition.
Yeah.
The league is not competitive enough that I think you have to show a level of like graft that other players, not necessarily just players who play in the WSL, but like I just think there's an element of like, I don't know, not having the scales so obviously in your favour in terms of like the setup of your team within the league you are, that the Barcelona players have. And it's not said they're not phenomenal players, but I think it's kind of boring if it goes to one of those two again.
Yeah, I agree.
I think as well a big weight of it is like winning international competitions. So as a Barcelona player and a Spanish player,
They haven't.
they haven't.
They haven't this year,
Yeah. It's very true. One Spanish player who has though, who I think will definitely be in the mix is Mariana Caldente.
Yeah.
I think she'll absolutely be.
I would be so happy if she won. I think it'd be really well deserved.
I think it would be really well deserved. I mean, I know Spain obviously didn't win the Euros, but I think what Mariona has done there was no adjustment period coming into WSL, came in straight, like, and just got on with it immediately. But like,
can I tell you some WSL stats that I found for her that are insane?
Yeah.
So she was first for shot creating actions, progressive passes into the penalty area, and expected assists last season. Like, that's insane.
That is mad. But here's the thing, I think the impact she's had, not in a way that it felt like the Caldente show. It wasn't like Arsenal became all about her, but she came in and raised the level. I think that is the impact that she's had, not like beyond the stuff that she did herself with the football. That Arsenal team's level all raised to meet her.
And it's insane that she kind of, because when she was at Barcelona, she didn't obviously fly under the radar, but she wasn't one of their star players.
No.
She's come over here and, like you say, she has been such a cut above, but she's brought everyone up to her level. That's how we won the Champions League.
Yeah. And I think that is a really difficult thing to do as a player who is a fantastic player. Like, you see that sometimes in like star players who are at level above and they just then become what everyone relies on. It's very hard to like inspire everybody in the team to sort of like play out their best and consistently. I mean, obviously Arsenal had some games that were like a little bit, the run up to the Champions League, there were some games that was like, oh, this could be a fun trip to Lisbon. But like, I think you can make a case for Alessia Russo in a similar level.
That was for me, I think it deservedly and I know I'm an Arsenal fan, but Alessia Russo and Mariana Caldente. Alessia Russo, on paper, winning the Champions League, winning the Euros, the amount of work she does off the ball, the amount of work, like her stats across the pitch. She's so creative. She's such a good team player. She's such a hard worker. She's such a talent and hard worker. And I think her, like, the results that she's had over the past season are sort of second to none. So
if it was going to go to a Barcelona player, the player I'd like it to go to would be Payol.
I also would be happy if it went to Patry.
Yeah.
I think Patry's a bit like the Kira Walsh vibe, and Kira Walsh never got recognised.
No. Players like that don't. It's like Yui Hasagawa never gets recognised for how incredible she is.
Well, does she? I think that's true.
Not in the same way of like...
Okay, a striker or something. Yeah. But so I would be happy if it was Patry, because I think Patry is such an important playmaker for Barcelona, and she's who allows Putellas to be Putellas, really, on the pitch.
She unlocks both of those teams.
Exactly. So...
I must admit, she did lose a lot of my respect for her blatant dive against Michelle Agiman in the Euros final. Yeah,
I mean, this is not about that I really want Patry to win. It's just I know the football journalists can't resist a Spanish player for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
But let it be Caldente.
We'll see. I mean, I would go Payol. Just I think the level she was operating at such a great level before she moved to Barcelona, and like the it's one where like I think stats shouldn't play a huge part in the argument, but like the stats don't lie for how. Like, she's raised her level again. Obviously has like been such an instrumental figure for Poland this year and like taking them to I mean, obviously there's a lot of people in the Poland setup, but like helping take that team to their first major tournament, I think you can make a really strong case of like the narrative of the year for her.
I think it's really difficult, isn't it? And I think this is one of the things that people sometimes criticise the Ballon d'Or for, which is that it's hard to judge individual performances in a team sport. And then that is like a way in which she's just not on a level playing field, because all the Spanish players and all the English players have had the chance to get to a final because of also all the players around them.
Yeah.
Whereas for her, like, she maybe doesn't have the same kind of glittering season because she plays for Poland and they're just not as advanced as England and Spain and some of the other countries that players are coming from.
Yeah.
But I agree, she's a great player.
I don't think she'll win, and I wouldn't want her to win, but I really hope Marta makes top 5.
Yeah, I was about to say, what a summer for her. What a season. She never stops.
Exactly.
And she just keeps surprising us.
They should start a new prize. Maybe they should do a Marta prize.
That's the best goal, isn't it?
No,
not,
I
not
mean
like
I meant more like an
the Marta award,
old player award, like an
golden oldies.
Yeah, like an over 35.
Louis Walsh's category for footballers.
But that's, guys, thinking about that being over 25s. The Louis Walsh one, the X Factor one.
I know, that is actually so
it's
weird.
awful when you think back to it,
old people one over 25s.
Hags. I think it is mad that she's still doing it. That like she
deserves something just for that.
Yeah. But like, I mean, my knees hurt just getting out of bed. How is she running around playing,
Honestly,
all of that football? But hey, the Kopa final was just like, pure Marta brilliance. And I really, in the way that often I think it is a recency bias in these awards as well. Like that will probably help her. I wouldn't want her to win, but I think top 5.
Yeah.
No, Ballon d'Or, Marta for me.